here. I'm here with Weather Park. So welcome to Interrupted Blogs. I want you to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Peace. Weather Park, representing Brooklyn, New York. Well, New York in general. Represent anybody, that is a fan of music. Son of a dirty bastard. If anybody that don't know who that is, former member of the Wu-Tang Clan, who also represented Brooklyn, New York as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Now, and no doubt your dad was one of your earlier influences in music. Is he one of the reasons that you wanted to rap, or who were your earlier influences?
Not at all. My dad really don't have nothing to do with me pursuing music. It's really just my friends, my peers, just my come up, my environment. It took a lot of, I think that just comes with the upbringing in New York. I think that's traditional, rather it be like whatever you fall for, basketball or rapping, because it all starts from when you're a kid. It could be in like the staircases, it could be in school, so absolutely just my environment, really not my dad, because at that point I was too young to even understand who my father was.
So have you ever done rap battles? Like, were you good at that?
Nah, that's not really my thing. My friend, actually, it's funny that you say that, because one of my best friends was actually a rap battler. Well, he did rap battles, but he was a poet. He started as a poet, but he watched so much rap battles that I suggested that he should try to, create one of those, and he did. And I was so blown away by it that that's what made me want to write my first rap.
Okay. All right. And what was that? Do you remember?
Like, how old was I?
What was the rhyme? What was the rap?
I don't even want to spit that rhyme. I remember though. I definitely remember.
So what you say? You've improved, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was that rhyme. That rhyme was my make or break, because I actually spit that rhyme after I wrote it to two of my other friends, but it just so happened that they was with one of their other friends that I didn't even know him, from a hole in the wall. But he told me it was trash. But I was like, I appreciated that he told me that, but it made me like, I was so happy that he told me that, because I was like, yo, like years later, I was like, yo, if my friends would have never told me, because they didn't tell me the truth, if they would have just let me go like that, I probably would have not even be, at the level that I'm at now. But it took for him to tell me that it was trash and me to absorb that and just take that in and tell myself I don't never want to hear that again for me to even, So right. I think that man.
You got back
right,
in
the lab. I didn't even know him.
Word. So, what lessons have you learned since you got into the rap game?
Stay consistent. Same lessons that anybody else could go through in life. I don't really call it lessons of the rap game. For like anything that you do in life, you got to be consistent. Not really consistency, but determination, because when you are chasing something and you're trying to make a dream reality, it definitely comes with every emotion. So, gotta keep going. I think that's the only lesson that I've learned in what I'm doing, is just keep going. Like, because you could go through so much, but you gotta keep going.
Do you consider yourself a hip-hop artist or a rapper?
I'm an artist. I'm not really a rapper or a hip-hop artist, because music is so diverse, and being that I'm just in love with the art of music, it kind of puts me in a category to where I can, if I put my mind to it, I can create pretty much anything.
Okay. And if you had to put a time frame of when you took your rapping seriously, what would that look like?
Roughly, I would say 2 years ago, like a year ago, roughly 2 years ago, but I say now it's kind of going on 2 years. Yeah.
Okay, because I saw that, like, was it 2018? That's when you came out with your first project?
I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't call those projects like that. That stuff, like, that's because I always been doing music. Like, so whatever way that I could put my music out, that's what I was doing. But it wasn't until I understood how to actually put music out, that's when I began taking it serious, because now I'm understanding the fundamentals of how the business works and how the music industry actually works. So it's just, it's a difference with the time frame. So that's why I would say 2 years ago.
Okay. What's your biggest accomplishment since you started this?
I'm humble. I'm too humble. So none of my opportunities, I definitely pat myself on the back, but I don't look at them as, they are major accomplishments. So I can't deem none of them smaller than the others. But I don't feel like I've reached my goal yet. So yeah, you can ask me that question in about 2 more years.
I'm gonna ask you in 2 more years too. So if you could do something differently, at the start of your career, what would that be?
Be myself. Continue being myself. I feel like, I'm not saying a lot of people don't be themselves, but in my opinion, I feel like the rap game now, well, just the music industry, it depends on what you focus on, because it is a wide range of music out there. If you check the billboards, it's not just rap there.
Mm-hmm.
But my demographic specifically, what I come from, I feel like it's catered towards a lot of, it's focused on the streets, and it's not wrong with that. But I don't think that those guys wake up super tough every day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think nobody does.
Right.
But when you're in that situation and you've created a buzz off of that, now there's different forms of content. There's real content, like when you really speaking off of experience and maybe speaking from a perspective in someone else's shoes. That will go a long way, and it's longevity in that, because there is no time limit on that. That's something that's always here. Like poverty has always been here since I've been here. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be here 15 years from now. It has to be a balance. But when you are just, making songs about a bunch of just a combination of shit that don't, but you know the blueprint of that, and you know how to make hit songs off of that, then you have to, that has to be your image every time that the camera's on you.
Right.
And if it's not that, then it kind of diminishes you. So I feel like me just being myself, that's like the perfect position that I could put myself in any aspect of life, because I don't have to, like, you know what I mean? And now I understand how to separate the two, from me being Weather Park and me being the person that needs to be at home with his family, or, you know what I mean?
Right,
it's a great thing to have, just to be yourself.
So how did you come up with that moniker, Weather Park?
Oh, honestly, it's basically because, my family, I don't really like represent, 5%ers or anything like that, but my family, well, not all of them, but it's definitely strong in my bloodline. Not like throughout the years, but I could say maybe the generation that's known to man as of right now. And with that, it comes with a lot of attributes. I feel like I was made in God's image. So usually the way God presents himself to us here on earth is usually always controlled by the weather. Right. Rather it be, wave or sandstorm or tsunami. And I feel like my music is in a form of that. And I feel like God put me on this earth, and it's kind of like my playground. So I put those two together, Weather Park.
Okay, and it's interesting that you said that about your playground, Your World, My Playground EP. Tell me about that.
It's just, because people live in their world. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like through everybody's perception of how they see the world, it's like it's everybody specifically sees the world differently. Mm-hmm. And it falls in a system, but I don't see it that way at all. It's like a playground to me. Like, I feel like I understand how to make things move. I feel like if I had the resources, I'll probably, well, I'm not gonna say that, but I am gonna say it. If I had the resources, I'd probably be able to travel from the past and the future, just the way I look at things, though. You know what I mean? I look at it from all angles. I'm not just like self-centered, you feel me? But that's what happens when you're in your world. They can make you self-centered. So, yeah.
A little like myself. No, I'm not self-centered. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding.
I mean, hey, to each his own. To each his own.
So, you have a few projects out stemming from 2018 with a couple recent singles out. That Green and Hold On. They're both bops. What inspired those tracks?
Momentum, great feel, like great energy in the studio. Those two specific artists are two people that I've known for quite some time now. We don't spend a lot of time together, but they're definitely good friends of mine. Before we even worked on music together, we spent a lot of time around each other. So I feel like that's something that was, needed and very necessary. Mm-hmm. Just in my, I don't know what to call it. My catalog, basically. I feel like that was needed for my catalog. Moving forward, though, my new music is not going to be so much on a rapping standpoint. Don't get me wrong, I'm a rap still, but not as much, because I don't want to just, I'm an artist, so I just want to show that I'm capable of being an artist and not just a rapper.
Right. Okay. So you had music placement for two songs, Thriller and Glide Like a Laker. Can you tell me about that?
I mean, what do you want to know about it specifically?
Okay, so you had movie scores. Everybody doesn't do that. So how were you able to pull that off?
RZA happens to be my cousin. Mm-hmm. So, he definitely has ties with, Netflix, because he does, does projects with them as well. Mm-hmm. I definitely had to work to get to that position, not to always remain humble, but of course, I have to have talent to, be able to be put on that platform behind any person's name. So of course I work really, really hard to get there, but I feel like, when you have opportunity and maybe a person is in a position to give opportunity, if you have the mindset to take the opportunity and carry on with it, then that person will put you in position. But it's just, it depends on the individual. Mm-hmm. So I think just me as an individual, being that I work, very diligently on my craft, and I'm very efficient and I don't, slack. I'm pretty sure a person in his shoes can see, something good, you know what I mean? From, what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what it is. I don't think that it comes from him being my family at all, because I'm not the only person that's on, that score. I'm not the only person that's on that soundtrack, and everyone isn't family. So it definitely goes with just the work that I put in.
Okay. So with that, were you hands-on with the business aspect of that to make sure you get your royalties and everything that's affiliated with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course. So, that's the most important.
Right. So who taught you about the business side of music?
The internet. I feel like anything that you do in the life, it's about working smarter and not harder. That's what that's that gap that I speak on from me just doing music in 2018 and just dropping stuff, mm-hmm. and just putting it out there because I'm just in love with the art of it. Mm-hmm. But as you take things professional and you move up, there's ways to go about that. So you have to be willing to learn so you do those things correctly.
Right. So if you had to give advice to a younger artist who's cocky, rowdy, but bomb, what would that look like?
Honestly, I would tell them still do. I wouldn't take that person out of their element, because if that's what got them there, mm-hmm. then maybe that's their energy. That's their pocket. That's their sweet spot. You know what I mean? I don't know how that may reflect off of others, but me personally, that won't make me feel small in the room, because I'm me. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody else, people ride their boat however they want to. You know what I mean? So if you gotta walk in the room and feel like that to, keep your energy alive, then All to you and your chief.
So what more do you want to do with your music, or do you have any other projects coming out?
Absolutely. I mean, after my EP, I'm looking to move on into my album called Son of a Bastard, but it'll be S-U-N though, not S-O-N. I feel like S-U-N is more impactful than S-O-N when I'm speaking on Son of a Bastard, because I want to show that, not that like I'm illuminated in any way, but I'm very enlightened.
Right.
So that's the and it has to be done correctly. So I'm not rushing it.
Right. That's an interesting title though.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So are you doing cameos with that project?
It's gonna be a whole lot done with that project, but I don't want to do a spoiler alert. You feel me? It's very that's something that I've been holding close to me since I've created a plan.
Okay. Which one of your songs best describes you?
Nobody hasn't heard nothing yet. All of my new releases is definitely gonna show and paint me, Weather Park, for who I am.
Okay. And when can we expect this music? I'm sorry, my dogs keep turning up.
It's okay. It's okay. Definitely I'm dropping a video to Hold On, but so other than that, I anticipate that as well a lot. But other than that, I have a single I'm releasing for my song called Vibe later this year. Sometime I'm really not too sure on the release date. I'll know that sometime this or next week. But yeah, definitely the song Vibe is the opening up to definitely where it's at for me, honestly. Those are the songs. I feel like all of my new songs are really my pocket, my sweet spot. That's where I'm most comfortable at. And it's not just a bunch of rapping, because I really like singing.
Oh, okay. Dang, that's new.
Yeah.
So, what do you want your legacy to be?
I'm just another smart guy.
Yeah.
I feel like me personally, I'm just another smart guy that's gonna utilize my $1 million mind and generate millions off of it, so that my family can have a way to not see nearly nothing that I've saw.
Right. Well, Brooklyn gonna bring it out of you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So if you could perform with somebody else, who would that be from Brooklyn?
Brooklyn. Not really nobody from Brooklyn.
What?
I don't know. It depends on what you talking about now or like in general.
Back in the day.
Back in the day?
Yes.
From Brooklyn? It's cause New York is the music back in the day is different. So it's like it's so much different energy. It's not just Brooklyn. You got Queens going crazy. It's a lot, you know what I mean? So that's a lot of different energy. I mean, but if I had to choose, like that's what I'm saying, it's crazy. That's a lot. Like I wouldn't really even know where to start, because everybody doesn't move the crowd the same, even if it's a little bit of the same flavor. Back then, everybody it was so diverse, and they was pulling from the real nitty gritty culture of like nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, even Busta Rhymes was not taking ideas, but just capturing ideas from not really what you call nothing, but you would have to be there to understand type thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I can't really say, because that's too big. I feel like honestly, if I want to be anywhere, I feel like I would wish that I was maybe established around the time when Rock the Bells was still a thing. I don't know if that's still a thing, but I would have loved to maybe just, you know what I mean? Not really, because I don't want to that's a different time. And I don't really consider my generation of upbringing the same as that. Right. To be honest, because it changed like around maybe like my high school era. Whenever, I don't know who changed it, but I'll say like around Future, when Future came out, things slowly progressed and went a different direction.
Right.
But that was kind of quick in a sense because you still have people like Drake that's around from my upbringing that's still around today.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're still relevant rather than like, you know, Jay-Z is still relevant, but that's not like a Biggie Smalls or like, I'm talking about like a LL Cool J. You know what I mean? It's different. You know what I mean? That's music. I'm not saying it's not music now, but I can't say who I would want to do a show with. It's just too much. It's too much good music. It's too much.
Okay, so if it just had to be New York, what about Nas?
Nas is cool, but our music isn't the same, so I don't think that we'd be a good collab on the stage together. Like, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
To be honest.
All right. So you take that into consideration. Like, you take a lot into consideration when making music.
Absolutely. My process is different. I have to physically be in my element. I mean, I have to go outside every day, and I'm by myself majority of the time. You know what I mean? So when I'm outside and I'm just in the city, I'm just absorbing everything. And just that alone, because I'm still living while I'm doing these things. So I might stop and get a drink. I'm grabbing stuff to eat. I might shop a little bit. But all of these aspects keep me in my element. It keeps me free. You know what I mean? And that's key in this because I have to have a free mind when it's time to think because I can actually collect my thoughts because I wasn't scrambling all day with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just I have to understand what I'm doing in order for me to be successful. You know, that's key in this. It's like even when you have you can have management and all of that, but it's about the artist too. That's what creates the longevity with the artist because like deals is temporary, but you as a person, you are here until there's no more you. So you have to be able to think ahead of that. You have to be able to know how to keep it like a person like Drake. Drake is super smart because Drake is like the only person, I don't know if nobody noticed it, but Drake is the only person that's been around since music has changed.
Right.
Like Drake came out when Trey Songz was still on the radio. And it was making love music. I mean, what he said, what was that? That's when, you know what I mean? That's when Drake was out. Drake is still out today. None of those rappers, they're still relevant. Maybe like a Soulja Boy or something like that. But Drake is the only person without help, even though he had help, but still that lasts. So that's a person that you have to not pay attention to, but you have to give them respect. You know what I mean? Because even though J. Cole just dropped a great album and he's like #1 on the billboards right now, can't take credit away from Drake because he's been doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even with the whole big switch of like with the Lil Uzi Verts and Young Thugs and Playboy Cardi, it's just different now. So with that, I have to understand that the game is not the same and everything has to be precise with what I'm doing. And I have to understand my target audience and I have to be firm on my toes about my sound.
That's
I can't be trying to switch up and thinking that, because this person is hot. No. I don't do that because they understand their target audience. That's why they're hot. They know they know how to get their music to the people that are supposed to hear it because they know who they know who they're attacking. You know what I mean? I have to understand those things. And I think that's what a lot of artists lack. You know, they want to be super big, but they don't want to understand the fundamentals of it. That's what makes you a master of your craft, not just a rapper.
That's right.
Or, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what it is for me. I think my father, you know what I mean, just get a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just smart. I'm not even going to put it on nobody. I'm smart. Wow.
Well, I'm Team Drake, and you know, like Drake number one for sure because he's just definitely talented. But he doesn't write a lot of his own songs. So, like, how are you, or what do you feel about that?
I can't care if he's still number one.
He is definitely number one.
It's like, how? At this point, I feel like maybe some of that is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because the longevity is there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I feel like everybody go through allegations in the rap game or in any industry that you're in. It's always gonna be a conspiracy theorist. It's always gonna be somebody that said, "Oh, your best friend died, so you killed him." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's always gonna be that. We don't really know what it is unless you know somebody that's really on the inside. And then when you really find out the story, you be like, wow, these people is crazy. The media will take anything and just turn it into something else. That's like if you watching like reality TV, half the stuff you see on reality TV is so staged. But even if you don't know if it's staged or not, you still want to watch it because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, the people, we don't have that much. This technology stuff is all people have. So they're gonna pay attention to that until the day they die. And that's just how that's gonna go. You feel me? So hey, if they say Drake writing his stuff, they ain't stop Drake from buying them verses.
Right. That is absolutely correct. I'm Team J. Cole too, though. I mean, like, I love different types of rap. They both offer something magnificent, you know, to the culture that you just don't get every day. So, and same as you definitely have talent. So I can't wait to see what that new music is looking like. So hurry up and finish that, okay?
Nah, that's a fact, of course.
So, do you have any merchandise? Like, what else you got going on?
No merch right now. I'm not gonna really talk about because I don't really want to exploit anything yet, in the wrong way. Until it's solidified and I can actually, you know, say it correctly. So no merch right now, just a bunch of music that's about to shake the room. That's it.
I'm with it. So can you tell our viewers where to download your music, whether that's old or new, and how they can keep in contact with you or follow you, or are you performing? Like, what's good?
Yeah, definitely got some shows coming up next month in July in North Carolina. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna be moving around a lot. The city is definitely opening back up, so I got a lot of stuff upcoming. It's a whole lot. My schedule is getting full, like day by day. I don't want to say too much though. I'd rather go into like, you know, I want to do all the promotions correctly and stuff like that. But, you know, whoever's in North Carolina be looking forward to seeing me. Whoever's in VA be looking forward to seeing me. Anywhere in those South areas, I'll be doing a lot of stuff just throughout this whole summer, going into like next year. But I feel like going into next year, it'll be different. It won't be just, everything will be more, it'll be more like on a base of me being on like the card already, and then I'm just telling people like, yeah, I'll see you guys there type of thing. You feel me? But yeah, for right now, yeah, I'll be around. My music is everywhere. Also, all platforms that's streaming with music. If you like listening to music, Weather Park is only one week. It's not hard to find me. Social media the same, Weather_Park for Instagram. You can reach me there. I do follow you back. If you're not too creepy, because you got some creepy people out there. I'm not gonna lie, some people be super creepy, but yeah, I follow you guys. If you're nice and you genuine and stuff like that, and you really just appreciate my music or what I come from, I'll follow you back.
Cool beans. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, and like, just keep doing your thing.
Thank you, no doubt.
Bye.
Thank you for having me as well.
Absolutely.